Hi guys, this is Mary from Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, and I'm out here in the woods to continue the series on my various sightings and encounters. Today I'm going to talk about my second sighting. It was many decades later than the first. The first one was in 1967. The following one was, I'm trying to think, it was about 2007. So many moons later. Unfortunately, I cannot get onto the original property, but I found a little piece of property here that is approximately the same, sorta. Just found a little piece of dung there. Interesting, huh? Fascinating talking about feces. Okay, let's get back. All right. The place where I had my second sighting at was at my former home, Beaver County, Pennsylvania. Behind the house, approximately 20 yards from the house, there was a embankment similar to this, but sitting on top of the embankment there was a boulder wall that was about maybe another 3 to 4 feet high. So the embankment itself was about 20 feet high, and then the 4-foot boulder wall on top of that. But this area approximates that also. In 2004, I moved on into the property along with my new husband, and we had ongoing activity that I at that time did not realize was Bigfoot. I put it off as being a ghost. Something was banging on the bedroom wall behind my head. I could hear garbled talk. It's sort of like a grumbly, gravelly, complaining voice. It's like that's about the best that I can do to imitate it. And this went on for many years, as long as we lived there. We moved out in 2016. But, it would bang on the wall right behind my head in the bedroom. It would wake me up. Sometimes if I was sitting out in the family room, my dog would react in a certain way, and I would know that it was out there watching through the window. She would, if I had the patio door open, I would notice that the crickets and the spring peepers would, the tree frogs and everything would go quiet. It'd just be silence, late at night. And so that was the first hint that he was coming. And then my dog, she would always be laying facing the patio door in the dining room. Yeah, she would all of a sudden get up just halfway, hackles risen. She would give a soft growl, very soft growl, and a whine. Just mixed together, and she would back up, constantly just whining and soft growl, until she was huddled up against my legs, just shaking. And so I would know that he was there. And, after quite a while this going on, it would make me angry, that he was bullying my dog. He was scaring her, and to me that was bullying. And so I would get up, I would stomp over the door, throw it open, and holler out at him. And I've told this story before, I think on the last video. But he would run off, he wouldn't stick around and face the music, But I would scold him, I would holler at him and tell him, quit bullying my dog. But it didn't stop him. But one day, I was out in the backyard. I think I had just washed my hair, and I was out in the sunshine drying my hair. And I happened, I saw movement above the wall. And here's this big old hairy head coming up, looking at me over top of the wall. And unfortunately the setting sun was right behind him, so I couldn't see features. He was only about 20 yards away. There was tall grass that he was laying in. There was a golf course maybe around 100 yards off to his right. My right, that is, my right and his left as he was facing me. But this would have been in the evening, so very, very few golfers, and that would have been the putting, I think the putting range up there, where near where he was laying. But where he was laying, it was all field, tall grass. So he could hide in there very well. There was a swamp, a little swampy area. Would have been up on the hill behind him. But he just stared at me for a little bit, not long. And maybe really only a few seconds. And then he ducked his head down again, and that was it. And that was the first and only time that I saw that particular Bigfoot. I assume it was the same one that was coming around, and harassing us. But my husband had put up bright motion activated spotlights around the outside of the house, around the perimeter. And I would go outside and and I would notice that they wouldn't trigger, and I would look up and they would be faced away, pushed away, and I would complain to my husband, why did you turn the lights away? They're supposed to be pointed down here at the porch, so they would be activated at something coming here. And he would say, I didn't move them. And this would happen all the time, and I'd be so irritated that the light was moved. We lived it was a low ranch home, so easily reached by a 7, even a 6-foot tall creature. But the eaves were fairly low, maybe about 8 foot, where the edge of the eaves were. So yeah, he could easily reach the lights and push them aside so they wouldn't activate whenever he came up to the porch. But the activity went on until we moved out in 2016. And I go past there every so often. I go up in the area and look around. I spoke with the new owners and asked them if they ever seen any wildlife, and he said, yeah, we saw a few deer, rabbits, and groundhogs. That was about it. I hope that they are not getting harassed. I suspect that the former owner before us may have fed them, and that's why the activity started. That's what I suspect. I may be wrong. Because I really have no idea why, he would have come around our house anyways to begin with. I know one night, I'm trying to remember what year it was, 2013, no, got it written down, 2014 or 15. I was just going to bed one night, and I heard him. I heard him calling a vocal, and I think I already told this story. I opened up my bedroom window, and I could hear him. Oh my God, his voice was so powerful. He was standing maybe, I'd say about 50 yards away, 30 to 50 yards. And I know the golfers would stand up in that same area, and I would barely be able to hear. I wouldn't be able to make out their words, and they'd be laughing and joking and hollering at one another, but I wouldn't be able, the voices were so faint and weak, I really wouldn't be able to make out anything. But whenever he was there, he was loud and clear, so powerful. He went, I'm afraid to do it here because I'm just gun shy. You guys know that. I don't do calls because I don't want to bring them to me. That's why I don't do calls. And I've gotten people complaining about that, and I explain why. Once you get that harassment, once you get them coming to your house in the middle of the night, pounding on your walls and your roof, and for an hour, that's in my video called Terror at Night. But he did that, whoop, 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 and I think it was in reply to another call that had been going on for a few nights previously. There was a long call. Now this was in February or March of the year 2014 or 15, and there was a call up on the ridge. It would go, I can't even imitate it, but it went from a low to a real shrill shriek. I'm horrible at it. Yeah, no, you guys are laughing. But no, I can't imitate it. But there's another video that I found by, uh, okay, it's on the YouTube channel Lord Cryptid. Um, I think it's called um, Possible Bigfoot or Sasquatch Shriek and Whistle. I'll link it into the description box below so you can listen to it. But it's what I heard previously, and that's what I think that he was replying to. And yeah, he it was an interesting evening. Unfortunately, he only called for a short period of time, and my phone was at the other end of the house, of course. But even if I had my phone next to me, I wouldn't have been able to bring up the record function in time in order to catch his vocal. But like I said, he was maybe 30 yards away. And so 30 to 50, but I think it was closer to 50 now that I think about it. But yeah, I was thinking to myself, boy, he's got to have lungs the size of an elk, a bull elk. And yeah, a bull elk can run about 900 pounds. They're huge. And if you listen to an elk call, they can get pretty loud, and this was not an elk. I'm just comparing it to the lung power. But I hope that you're enjoying this series of me retelling my various sightings and encounters. Ooh, I think I forgot. Details. Whenever he popped his head up over the wall. You're probably wondering and saying, what color was he? Like I said, the setting sun was behind him. But what I could see was, his hair was sticking out a little bit, and it was very pretty. It kind of shone like a very pretty reddish gold, and it sparkled in the sunshine right behind him. So he had pretty hair. I couldn't see his features, like I said, because the sun was behind him. And I just couldn't make out features, even as close as he was. Unfortunately. I wish I could have seen his face. But that was not to be. I just trying to zoom in. I saw some. Okay, no. There we go. There. Pretty red, the little red berries there. I'm attracted to colors, and in the woods, the bright colors really, oh, sorry about that. They show out, because it's mostly browns and greens and grays because of the winter. So those bright colors of the red leaves pop out, and the little red berries. But again, I hope that you're enjoying this series. That was my second sighting. I've got 3 more to tell you about, along with a few more memorable encounters. It's life has been interesting, I can tell you that. You know the old Chinese proverb, may you live an interesting life. Well, somebody must have wished that on me, because I most certainly have and am. And life is here. It's worth living. Live every day. Enjoy it. Every little bit, you know. Have fun. That's why I enjoy, getting out here in the woods so much. So many things to see, so many little details, that perk your interest. Get out in the woods. Go walking. Get out to your local park at the very least. And just walk. Enjoy nature. It's here to be enjoyed. And learn more about it. Learn about the different birds and their calls. Hope you can hear it, hope you can hear the bird calls. I always enjoy listening to them. But I am going to end this here, because otherwise I'm just going to keep on repeating myself. But I hope you stick around and listen to the next in the series. I've got a few other things I want to talk to you about. That I will do in a separate video. And please like the video. Hit that like button, please. And if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe. And then right next to that subscribe button, there's a little bell. Click on that, and you'll get notifications of my new videos whenever they pop up. Join the Facebook group. If you have any questions on there, please ask. We'll try to help, advise anyone to the best that we can. We're all learning. And that's the best thing about this, is we're all learning. We learn as we go, because this is a fascinating creature. No doubt about it. It's fascinating. But, okay, guys. We'll see you on the next video. Enjoy. And if I don't get it up before Thanksgiving, please have a happy Thanksgiving. Take your nap after dinner, following day, get out. If you have the day off from work, get out. Get out on the weekend, get out and walk. Enjoy nature. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Adios.